Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 here in Memphis, Tennessee. Is
First weekend in September.
First weekend in September, and you recognize that voice, the Minister of Propaganda for the TWR Region 1. We say that lovingly is David Gabbert over there. And, Dave Gabbert and Gene Smith is actually on his way here.
Brother Darrell's on his way in. He had a little,
a little eye procedure recently, and so he's coming on in. But
we'll be over here singing back up for you here before you know it.
That'll be something. All right, but had a great time, as I told you early, on the General Jackson showboat over in Nashville, in Opryland there. Packed house for the 16th annual Legends of the Outdoor Hall of Fame. Our good friend Gary Mason will be on later in the show, talk a little bit about that. But actually ran into, she snuck up behind me and grabbed me.
She'll do that.
Yes, I like to get.
Known her a long time. She'll do that.
She'll do that. That's our good friend Joella Bates, Waverly, Tennessee. Good morning, Joella.
Good morning, guys. How are y'all?
Oh, we're fired up every Saturday here in Memphis, Tennessee. We have to be here to get them. And I'm so happy to get Joella on a quick notice because she has got, I could spend the whole time talking about what Joella has done in an amazing career. Killed her first, I think she was 8 when she killed a squirrel, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she's gone on in 1989. Golly, she began bow hunting, and here we go. She is getting ready to go. Listen to this, folks out there. She's one of 20 archers from the United States named the Team USA to compete at the World Archery 3D Championships in France. And she's going to be leaving on September the 15th to go to France to compete in this thing. And first of all, congratulations, Joella. But after I read this, you have to pick up the tab yourself, and
yes.
And I'm going to put the word out there, folks. You need to go to Joella's. Where's that website now? How can they go to help you on this? Because this is a lady that has represented Tennessee all over the world. And when I read this, I said, "You mean she's got to pay her own way?" So I'm not beyond begging, but tell them how they can help you contribute to this trip.
Well, there's a couple of ways that they can help. One, they can go to USA Archery Rally Me.
Okay.
And what I'll do, Larry, is I'll actually, after we hang up, I will send you the links so you can share those links on your page.
I'll put them on my Facebook page, and then we'll put them on my website, lroutdoors.com, because I know folks out there listening this morning, and we will mention this again before we go off the air, but tell our listeners a little bit about, how this came about.
Well, I just started shooting a traditional bow in 2011, and you know my friend Tommy Garner from Arkansas.
Uh-huh.
Well, Tommy Garner was there shortly after I picked up that first, it was a self bow that Gene Steve from Arkansas made me. After I picked up that bow and started shooting it, I said, I'm going to make a comeback. One of these days, I'm going to win another world championship, and this one will be with a traditional bow. Well, lo and behold, in 2015, I decided that I was going to start competing again, and I started with a longbow. At the end of that season, I had taken 2 fifth-place finishes at the World Championship. And Calvin Smock and Dwayne Martin make the bow that I shoot now. They make the riser I shoot. It's called CD Archery. And they said, if you're going to be competitive in this game, you need to try one of our risers. And they fixed me up with a bow that I got to borrow for a few weeks. And they said, if especially if you're going to compete against us guys,
Yeah.
you've got to have a different kind of bow that's going to get you some more speed. So, lo and behold, after a week of working with that bow, I finished in the top 25 among the men at the ASA World, and worked with it in the off season. Came back in 2016, and I dominated. I won 4 world championships shooting that recurve.
Wow.
And
and you got.
And then in 2017, I come back, and I'm doing really well. And on May the 5th, I slipped going down a hill after 3 days of rain and tore the meniscus in my left knee.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had knee surgery on June the 22nd, which happens to be the date that I got named to Team USA to compete on the women's barebow team.
Oh, my goodness. Oh.
So that was a bittersweet day, but I had that surgery. I had started physical therapy prior to the surgery to strengthen up my legs and improve my flexibility. I'm almost 10 weeks out now, and I am back in the saddle.
Really? Yeah.
In July, I finished 5th at the IBO Trad World.
Yeah.
On the same course that I got hurt on in May.
Yeah, okay.
And the terrain was absolutely crazy. I was walking about 5 miles a day, much to my doctor's chagrin. They had only allowed me to walk a mile on flat prior to that weekend, and she told me, she said, listen to your body. Well, I didn't listen very good. I listened to my heart, which was saying, go compete.
Yes.
And I probably set myself back a couple of weeks. But knowing that I have to be ready to compete in Rovillon, France, which is in the French Alps area next to the Swiss Alps.
Yeah.
I knew I had to get back out there and make myself work in the terrain and improve my stamina. And 2 weeks later, I finished third at the ASA World. The week later, I finished second at the IBO World. And just this past weekend, I finished second a couple of times. And lo and behold, I was practicing again this week and discovered that the tiller in my bow was changing constantly. And I have a mismatched set of limbs that I've been working with. So I've got new products on the way.
I mean, does this, what was you going to say, Dave?
Well, I just, was going to ask, when you have the equipment like that, and you got to get it really fine-tuned. And she just said where she will be competing at French Alps.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a difference in altitude, humidity. So you're going to have to more or less get over and retune that thing, right?
Absolutely. And so I'm going to spend, I've worked with a coach ever since 1993. I've worked with a coach, Dan Hart from Huntsville, Alabama.
Yes.
And I got on the phone Monday with Dan, and I said, Dan, I need some coach time. And, I coach people all the time, but there's nothing like having the eye of your coach helping you prepare and get ready and make the little tweaks, because I can't tell you exactly what I'm doing. It's become so automatic. And sometimes when things aren't going just as you want them to, you need coach time. And so Saturday and possibly Sunday, I'll be with my coach in Alabama, working to fine-tune my equipment and fine-tune me and spend this last little bit of time getting ready.
Well, now I got to ask you now. I didn't know all this. I mean, this is really did you think you could make it? I mean, when this first happened, you say, well, this is impossible. Your doctors are telling you one thing, your body's telling you another thing, and your heart's telling you another thing. Just to go to France is a big honor, but to go through what you've been going through, was there a point that you said, I don't think I can do this?
Larry, you and I both are people of faith.
That's
We're
right.
Christian.
Yeah.
And with God, anything's possible.
That's right. Yeah.
And that's where I get my strength.
Yes.
And I have for years. I've faced lots of obstacles in the past.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's about getting the right team behind you and listening to what they're saying and putting your faith in God, and I'm in His hands.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I know.
I'm doing the work that the doctors and the therapists and my coach say I need to do to help me get ready.
Yeah.
And the rest is in God's hands.
Well, again, we've only got a couple of minutes here, Joella.
I have a question.
You have a question. We've got a couple
I know,
of minutes here.
When you get to this level of competition, whether you do, fortunate, I've talked to Kim Rohde, the great shotgun in the shotgun sports, and her practice for that. How many hours a day do you spend shooting?
Well, I have been spending about 3 hours a day shooting for the last few weeks. And another thing that y'all don't know is my mama has Alzheimer's, and I'm the primary caregiver.
Oh, bless your heart.
And, when I go out to the yard and I shoot my bow, it's my release.
Yeah, they get you time. Your mind is set on that. Well, I don't believe in luck, Joella, and I know it's in God's hands, and I know you're going to go over there and represent us as wonderful as you always have. Folks, we could spend the whole show, the whole 90 minutes talking to Joella, but we'll keep up with you. We'd like to talk to you.
Yeah, the time is now to start eating French food. You
French
get over
food.
It's like going out in the bush. You got to eat the
We
native
almost
cuisine.
got through the second segment of this show without mentioning food. So Joella's trying to keep herself ready to go. But let's
Absolutely.
all right, girl, go after them, and we'll talk to you when you get back and pick up a little French language for us. Bring us back some.
Bring him back a snail.
A snail, yeah.
I will bring you guys back something.
Okay.
I'll surprise you.
Surprise me, girl. All right.
Thank you so much.
Be safe. God bless you, okay? All right.
God bless y'all.
Okay, let's take a break. Be right back. The other half of Brother Daryl and Daryl has come in the room. Yes.
Shut up. The show must go on.
Listen to that deep baritone voice. He's here, all right? I'll be right back.
Can find out.